Hey folks, welcome back to Return of the Obra Dinn, the cursed deduction game where we're trying to determine the fates of the 200 souls aboard the derelict vessel. We've figured out a couple things, but we're still struggling with a lot more. So I think we're going to start off by just reviewing things we've already seen here and looking for people who theoretically we know who they are or have the information we need to identify them, but haven't actually done so yet. Let's remove all bookmarks and let's go back to the Life at Sea sketch. Okay, so this person has a clear face. We should be able to identify them. Let's check their memories. This unknown soul met an unknown fate. First memory is 88. She was part of this. I think that's a woman. I think we've got two. Yeah, she looks like she's wearing a dress. I think we've got two women here. So she was present for the death of Abigail Hoscut. Martin, where's the captain? Have you lost your mind? Get back inside. I want my husband. Where is he? He's below deck. Not super helpful. Then on the stern deck, Paul Moss was killed with a sword by an unknown attacker. Last one, move quick. Oh, you'll not take the last boat. Paul, look out, stop, let them go. No, damn. So she was one of the ladies on... She was one of the ladies on the escape boat. Along with this person, who we should be able to identify and haven't yet. The first mate, the steward. Paul Moss, the first mate steward. Okay. And these two ladies were on the boat. We might want to revisit that memory to take another look. The person speaking to Paul might have been Paul's wife, because another person might have said, you know, Mr. Smith or whatever, rather than Paul. The other memory where she appeared was on the stern deck. The same part of that same escape, where folks were getting on the ship. So if we head up here, there are two deaths we can re-examine. These two deaths. So we can get a sense for perhaps what happened. Let's revisit this memory.
Last one. Move quick.
Boy, you'll not take the last boat.
Oh, look out!
So, I think likely this is Paul. And then this person would be Paul's wife, which means the other woman down in the boat is not Paul's wife. I mean, that would be my guess. There were other people. I don't know who this guy who was trying to stop them from taking the last boat was, but I think this must be Paul's wife. And then the other woman down there would be the woman we were just looking at. So I think that's about all we can deduce from that scenario. Captain was getting ready to fire his gun. Someone was fighting and stabbed Paul. We have here some other individuals. Yeah. So we have the first mate and the guy who's always with the first mate. Looks like there was some stuff happening down here at the same time. That guy had already died, I think. Alright, so let's exit, I guess? Or do we just... If I stand still for long enough, will it wrap up here? Or do I click? Or do I have to exit the memory manually? Might have to exit the memory manually here. So we think that this was Paul. Open the book while the pocket watch is open to flip directly to the relevant page. Very handy. Paul Moss was killed with a sword by an unknown attacker. We already determined that this is Paul, right? So... the women who were present, I think this is Paul's wife. I think this has to be Paul's wife, right? This is a deduction rating. Okay. A higher rating means that it will be more difficult to deduce this person's identity. Focus on the easily deduced identities first, and leave more difficult ones for later. So if we back out and take a look at the other lady, she has 3. She has 3, but I think we can deduce this. So, where's the Paul? Paul Moss, right? So, the ladies, there should be maybe a lady named Moss? These are all men. We're not looking for seamen, or we're not looking for crew, we're looking for passengers. Jane Bird, Emily Jackson, neither of those have the last name Moss. Nunzio Pasca, unknown. Edward Spratt. Okay, so perhaps it was a friend of his, one of these ladies, perhaps that knew him and were familiar enough with him to call him by his first name. But at the moment, we don't have enough to determine which is which. Okay, who else do we have that's clear-faced that we haven't identified, but has a low deduction rating? Maybe we can start there. This guy. Yeah, one star deduction. Now, he's always with... Wait a minute, where's the captain and unknown officer? I mean, that's probably right. This unknown officer. We think he was an officer. Where's the first mate? And the captain? They're not on this list because we've already deduced who they were. So let me take a look in the book at the crew here. Whoops. So Robert Witterell was the captain. William Hoskett was the first mate. And the identity with the person with him was always... The person we're trying to identify now was always with the first mate. So would it be the second mate? Or perhaps the bosun? Surgeon and surgeon's mate. I suppose we can review. That was the bosun. Alfred Klestel. This guy is some sort of officer, I think, and he's always with the first mate. Let's review his memories. Let's see. First memory, 110. Depicted in Justice at Sea, show memories on deck map. Alright, let's look at the first memory. Actually, let's remove all bookmarks, and then... let's reapply the bookmarks. Okay. Alright, so here's Paul Moss's death. Then we have an unknown soul shot with a gun. Another unknown soul shot with a gun. Another unknown soul clubbed by an unknown attacker. I have no idea who this is. I think we're fairly certain he was stabbed with a knife, but we might have to revisit that. Then William Hoskett was shot. And then this guy was knifed. And the game says we have enough information to understand who this is. Captain, open the door. Kick it in. Oh, no, you're cut. Don't leave me. Bear up, son. I'll stay with you. Tell Pete's mother I tried my best to pull him back to save him. You tell yourself. Brennan, bring the surgeon's kit. Maybe this is the clue. If that was the first mate and he was calling for Brennan... Brennan always... this dude always has his hat on, right? Let me go back and take one more look. Yeah, this officer always has that beanie on, and he's clean shaven. I would like it if there was a way to revisit the memories to go inside, but I think we want to see where the midshipman died. I think we want to see that memory again. That might help me resolve some of this. So that was in here, right? That was this memory. Let's revisit this.
Oh no! You're cut!
No, that's not the first mate.
Leave me.
Bear up, son. I'll stay with you.
Tell Pete's mother I tried my best
Aye.
to pull him back, to save him.
You tell her yourself. Brennan! Bring the surgeon's kit!
Alright, so... This is... Yeah, this is the first mate. And he's calling, I think, for his buddy, who's always with him. I guess he was a Scot? If we look at the crew... The first mate, yeah, was from Scotland, William Hoscut. And he's calling his friend... He's calling Brennan. I think the guy who's listening... Is he wearing the beanie? Yeah, I'm pretty sure this has to be Brennan, right? Yes, that has to be Brennan. Okay, so we can identify this fool then. Is there a way to... Perished in the end. If we go here, this has to be Brennan. So let's take a look and see what his position was. Where's Brennan? Hold on. Have I missed his name? Oh, Henry Brennan. It was his last name. All right, this has to be Henry Brennan. Okay, that's helpful. We finally identified someone. Who are you? We don't know who you are. We don't have a face for you. We don't have a way to identify you either yet, but... What's the way to... I mean, I'm pretty sure he was knifed in the back. That's kind of the best I can do for right now. Alright, let's leave this memory. Who else do we have that we can identify? Let's take a look. We've identified the bosun's mate, Charles Minor, and how he died. Identified Abigail. These women have a very high deduction rating, so they're not meant for us to solve right yet. What else have we got? Well, this guy's playing a violin. That might be helpful in the future. I think this is the guy who was running down the stairs in that most recent memory. We can't identify any of the royalty. Oops. We don't know who was getting killed here. A lot of these faces are going to be blurred. This guy, we should know who he is. Huh. He's got an interesting tricorn hat and a full beard. Only appears in 2 memories, huh? Okay. We don't know where he perished. I think we've got too many memories. All right, let's bookmark you. And then you appeared in this. You were present. And you appeared in this, but we haven't seen your death yet. Okay. Let me remove all these bookmarks. And let's exit. All right, so we don't know who this midshipman was. Can I just put midshipman on him? You don't have sufficient person to determine this person's identity. Please explain. Blurred throughout the book. Okay. Their fate may be known. Try to name them while their face is blurred is unproductive. Carry on and pay attention. Okay. Yeah, we know about that to some degree. I was trying to put in midshipman, but that might not even be right.
Oh no! You're cut!
Don't leave me.
Bear up, son.
All right, we need to start revisiting memories and seeing what we can learn from things now that we've identified more people. Let's see what else we can visit and see. There's some bones there. What happened to you?
Sir, loose the cannon! This is nearly over! Fight your flank!
Okay. So there was definitely an officer present. The ship was heeling over. We cannot identify the person who died. We could identify this person, apparently. Maybe. Who's this? Kind of... Can't identify him. There's somebody over here. Yeah, we don't know who this guy is yet. Or do we? Hold on. Yeah, this is this guy that we sort of should theoretically be able to identify. And haven't. There was somebody over here as well. Alright. So on the gun deck during the doom. What's happened here? Sir Loose Cannon. So whoever this was not an officer, I don't think. Or maybe they... No, it could have been someone speaking to a higher ranking officer. Just healing over, find yourself. We can't identify who they are, but we can say how they died. They were crushed by a cannon. Who are you? We don't know. You aren't identified either, I don't think. Like, we could identify you, but we haven't yet, right? That's the... Where is this guy? This guy exploded. Not the bosun. Is it this guy? No. It says we should be able to identify him because his face was clear. He's one of these fools, I think. Yeah, this guy standing behind the captain. So, first mate's behind him on the left. This could be maybe the second mate. I mean, he does have a fancy hat. I think maybe the hats are a clue that indicate who's a mate or an officer, perhaps, a senior officer. So I'm guessing this guy is an officer. He might have been who the person was speaking to when they were crushed by the cannon. Because he was present. I would guess Edward Nichols. But I think he's got to be an officer with that hat and his position on the... Yeah, look, he's dressed the same as the first mate. They all have these jackets and the nice pants and the hats. So I think he's probably one of the mates, probably second or third, because he's standing right behind the captain. So I'm not sure whether second would be here behind first or here behind the captain. But if I had to guess, I'd say maybe the second officer. All right. The compass is giving me a bunch of noise. It wants me to come over here and look at this guy. All right. Let's see what happened to you. Yeah, bring the corpse back so I can investigate it. right. Well, it looks like we got another guy who exploded. Ooh. So the loose cannon actually shot him. And he was torn apart by a cannonball? Yikes. That's a pretty awful way to go. Who else was present? So this guy lit the fuse. That seems... I don't know whether that was deliberate or not. Who's this guy? Oh, this is, Henry Brennan. Not an officer, just a seaman, but like always hanging out around William Huscott. So he was here for this. This guy was packing powder, looks like. This was the bosun's mate. What else is happening in here? What else can we deduce? I mean, they were fighting the Kraken, right? Yeah. So I don't know who this is, but he definitely got blown up by... He was shot by a cannon. Okay. Oh, were there 2 deaths in here? Well, somebody yelled about the fuse. I don't remember seeing who actually got shot there. Did 2 of them die? Hold on. I have to revisit this memory then. Let's see. You were wearing a black suit, it looks like. I don't see your head, but it looks like the ball went through the wall here. No, I actually want to interact. I don't want you to... All right, I'm going to have to come over to this. Is this the second guy who died? I can't even see his damn face. Looks like he got crushed by the cannon. And that's fine. I kind of want to go back into this memory first. But go ahead and bring the smoke over. Okay, we'll have to investigate that guy soon. But I want to take another look here. Chapter 7, The Doom, Part 4 of 8. Yeah, alright, so you're fully in dark clothing. Looks like... I can't see anything that looks like your head. Looks like your head got shot off almost. And then it looks like the cannonball went through into the next room. Yeah, no way to identify you. Oh, but you are wearing the top hat. Okay, so in the picture you're wearing the top hat. I can't get into the room here to see, unless it went fully through to the other side. No, I can't go through. It's interesting that they have 2 deaths in one event here. But this guy was the guy wearing the top hat. All right. This individual was shot by a cannon. And maybe... Yeah, we kind of have this guy over here lit the fuse, but we don't know who this is yet, right? I mean, it's a bald dude with like a white mustache or like a white beard. We've seen him in a couple other places, but we haven't identified him yet. I guess he's the killer, but we don't know yet. Now, what about this? Who is this supposed to be? I really don't know who that is or where they are in this scene. Is that you? No, that's Brennan. So he was here. You're holding the fuse, so you're responsible for the death. Oh, this is the bosun's mate. You were loading the cannon. Who the hell is the other individual who died in this? Is it this guy under crushed by the cannon? But then he has his own thing. Did somebody else die here? I mean, unless there was someone inside where the cannonball is going through, and I can't open this, so I can't find out. All right, let's check the other memory. So that's this thing over here, the guy who got crushed.
My hands. Aim level. Ready.
Well, all right. There was an officer present. It sounds like there was a gunnery officer present. I don't know who this guy is. Oh, the kraken's tentacle came in. So was he crushed by the gun or by the tentacle? I don't really know. Is this Brennan? No, we don't know who that is. What about you? We don't know who that is either. So both of these guys were fighting to... He's like getting grabbed by the tentacle. I really don't know quite how to interpret this. Who else was here? So this was happening meanwhile. Yeah, you were about to light the spark. You guys were working this gun. This gun over here. Yikes. So this is the Doom 3. I can't quite tell what happened to him. It looks like the tentacle came in and he was maybe crushed. Crushed. Eaten. Poison shot, speared, spiked, strangled. Struck. I guess he was crushed. I can't tell if it was by the beast or the cannon, though. I think it was the cannon, because if you look at where his corpse is, it's underneath the cannon. I guess. Let's see what the game gives us next. So we're still in this memory. I think he was crushed by the cannon because the tentacle came in and grabbed it and began, like, manipulating it against the wall. These guys are struggling. This guy's hat fell off. I think he got... Yeah, he was right... He was directly in front of the barrel. And I'm not sure... I think it was this gun that ended up firing in the subsequent memory. I'm not 100% sure, but he definitely got shot. Right? You're Top Hat Man, right? How do I can't highlight you for some reason. There we go. Yeah, you're Top Hat Man. You're Baldy with a beard. You got crushed. Why am I not leaving this memory? What's going on? Sort of tough to figure out how to navigate everything correctly. I guess we go out the door here. I suppose mainly I should be looking for new memories, because anything I haven't seen could add information. At the moment, I'm sort of stumbling around in the dark, trying to understand everything that happened. You were exploded, right? Yeah, because you're right by this location. I'm not quite sure if anyone else was in here at the time that cannon blast went off. I think it was at an angle and it ended up heading out of the ship. but it clipped the corner here. Right, and there's no corpse in here for me to look at. Looks like I can go down to the lower deck. And then I don't know if I've seen both of these, or all three of these. No, there's two of these. I don't know if I've seen both of these. Let's take a look at them one at a time. So you... I can't identify you outside the memory. Okay, here we go. Escape part 5 of 6.
What's all this, you damn fool?
What's happening here? He's got a gun. He's clubbed in the head by Brennan. This was another mate, perhaps? So you were clubbed by Brennan. Henry Brennan. And you were likely someone... Well, he's wearing it sideways. He's wearing it forward. He's wearing it sideways. He's wearing it forward. I'm looking at the hats. I wonder if... He might have been an officer. Yeah, I think he was a mate as well. I just don't know which mate. I mean, the uniform is the same, so I think he has to be one of the mates. But I don't know which one. Then there's another memory here of the guy that he shot and killed. Who's this now? That's the first mate, right? Yeah. He's rushing down and try and help this young man. They have the conversation later about Peter. So you got clubbed after you shot this fool. All right, let me exit. I think we're gonna go see this guy anyway, but let me exit and make sure. Yeah, this is the guy that this guy shot before he was clubbed by Brennan.
You know, Captain Cannon was roasted.
You have a plan?
Yes. Take ship and sail east. Trade wretched fish and shells for gold. Hey, who's there?
Mutiny! Mutiny!
Fresh bastard!
No!
So they stabbed that guy who's crawling away. And then... Who are you? You're this officer. Okay. And you shot and killed this guy. We can't identify either of them. I think this guy was probably the Russian that we heard planning the mutiny, maybe? And he stabbed that kid, and this guy heard him call mutiny, came down and shot him? I don't know. I'm not 100% on this. But we've probably already identified that he's been shot and killed, so let's leave this memory if I can find the damn door. Yeah, lots of violence on the ship for sure. Interesting. Why is the door blurry here? We've seen your death. You're complaining about the captain doing something about the curse. Doesn't seem to be anything in here. No corpses in here. Yeah, nothing down there. Well, the overturned chair is slightly interesting, but not super interesting, and there's nothing else in here. So, I guess we go down to the lower deck now? I think we've checked all these doors before. I don't think there's any new corpses. Yeah, then we have the guns. I don't know that we've been... what was out here? Oh, hold on. There is somebody here that we haven't seen before. They're just a pile of bones right now. If I go around to the other side... That won't open. That's fine. Okay. Yeah, let's check this pile of bones right here. Oh, he was taking a dump, it sounds like. Off the fore of the ship. Ugh. Jesus. Yeah, this may have been the very first attack. He was duking out over the fore rail, and a tentacle came out of the deep, and I don't know. Would you say it strangled him? Was anyone else present? Yeah, this guy's like, what the hell is going on up there? Have we identified you? Hold on. First Mate Steward Paul Moss. You were down here watching this, or alert to what was happening. You heard the awful sounds. We got a lot of guns here. We've got some folks. Yeah, this is this mate that we have yet to identify. And maybe the steward, since he's carrying some food? Alright. The Doom, Part 2, on the bow. 13 others were present. I mean, oh, I guess the signature is for the artist? Where's the artist? Edward Spratt. It says we now have enough information to identify this person. I don't know who the hell that is. We've got a couple of officers here. Oh, come on. No, bring me back to where the navigation of the interface here is a little rough. Wait a minute. I was not trying to suggest that this was Edward Spratt. Wait, so if I look at that guy on the bow, does it highlight the signature? It does. Okay, so this was Edward Spratt. And his fate is pretty clear. Claude? No, not Claude. Crushed? Strangled? Eaten? It sounded like he was being strangled. It is, well, no, it's not really strangling him. It's more crushing him. Torn apart. Like he was, I think crushed maybe is the better way to do it. Crushed by a terrible beast. I mean, that seems right to me. It's hard to tell. It wants me to find another body down here. Oh, up on the upper deck. Okay. All right. I don't know why I have to go find it and then teleport back to where I was and then follow this mist back to where I just found it. It's a little odd. Okay, this guy.
Let me on.
Over my dead body, you bloody Dane.
Huh? How's that?
There's no cause for trouble, boys. Get in the boat.
Thought I'd forget. You killed my brother.
What? That was an accident.
The robes.
It wasn't his fault. I saw the whole thing.
Lies. I shouldn't have waited so long.
No, don't.
Okay, so this was the Dane. The person who killed him had his brother die by ropes or something. And then somebody was defending him. Ooh, okay. And he was, looks like, clubbed? Who are you? Can't identify you. Can't identify you. We should be able to identify you because your brother died. So we should have two men with the same name, same last name. And you're a Dane. All right. I think that's about all I can get out of this at the moment. All right. So this was part 1 of the Doom before the Kraken made its appearance. Let's review the dialogue here. The dead man says, "Let me on." The killer says, "Over my dead body, you bloody Dane." The Dane says, "Hey, how's that?" Someone else says, "There's no cause for trouble, boys. Get in the boat." The killer says, "Thought I'd forget. You killed my brother." The Dane says, "What? That was an accident. The ropes." Onlooker says, "It wasn't his fault. I saw the whole thing." Killer, "Lies. I shouldn't have waited so long." Third party, "No, don't." Okay. So who was this? Let's look for somebody who's Danish. Denmark, right? Lars Linda seems to be the only Denmarkian, or the only Dane, I should say. Has to be Lars Linden. And he was clubbed by an unknown attacker. So whose brother could be what? Like, I'm not sure how we identify which brother's which, but I need to, like, look at all the names, I guess, the last names. So Witterell, Hoskett, Nichols, Parrott, Davies, Klestel, Miner, Evans, Wallace, Smith, Gibbs, Sefton, O'Farrell, Wolf, Weader, McKay, Dalton, Spratt, Paskett, Jackson, Bird, Limshia, Tan, Lau, Sathi, Dahl, Moss, Galligan, Anderson, James. Do we have a James? Lanky, Hirschstick, Lee, Botterill, Walker? Was there a Walker? Peters, Naples, Sia, Dion, Brennan, Booth, O'Hagan, Shirley, Peters. I'm not sure. I need to go through that again. So Nichols, Parrott, Davies, Klestel, Miner, Evans. Klestel, Miner, Evans. If we go up to the top, I don't think we saw any of these repeat. I don't think we saw a Davies or a Parrott or a Nichols. No. So I don't think it's anyone on this first group. Wallace, Smith, Gibbs, Sefton, O'Farrell, Wolf, Weader, McKay, Dalton, Spratt. Dahl, Moss? Was there a Dahl or a Moss? There was a Dalton. That's what triggered me. But that's not the same as Dahl. All right, so Wallace, Smith, Gibbs, Sefton, O'Farrell, Wolf, Wheeler, McKay, Dalton, Spratt. Is there more than one Peters? Man, this is rough. Yeah, there's 2 Peters. All right. There's Samuel Peters and there's Nathan Peters. How would I possibly identify which is which? They're both seamen from England. How would I know? I'd have to find out who was dead before this and identify them. So it's one of the Peters, but is it Samuel or is it Nathan? And how would we determine that? Can we take another look at this? And get a look at the face? Yeah. Okay. So this guy's got like a shaved head and a tank top? I don't know what you call that. White. I don't like calling it a wife beater. He's got like a sleeveless white tee on, basically. That's one of the Peters brothers, but I don't know which one. I'm not quite sure how to... All right, let's do this. He appears in 2 memories. What's the first memory? First place he appears is right here. Okay. We're gonna have to come back to this one because I've deduced that it's one of the Peters brothers, but I don't know which one, unfortunately. Okay. Well, we can look at the chronology. If we find him and identify him, or find his brother and identify him from his death earlier, we should be able to figure that out. Although the game says we should be able to figure it out now. So maybe one of the other Peters brothers has already died? Wait a minute. Not sure what the circles mean. Like, what does this mean? Does that mean we have access to that if we can find the body and invoke the compass, perhaps? There's also, I mean, the titles here may be helpful as well. Loose cargo. So early on, you know, probably officers berating some slacking seamen who've done a bad job. A bitter cold, sailing through, you know, snow or ice. Then murder. I don't know what the calling is, or unholy captives, or soldiers of the sea. The doom, obviously, is the kraken. I don't know about bargain. And escape is when they're trying to get off the ship. Anyway, that's gonna have to be it for this time. I mean, this game is very, very intriguing. I like the deduction puzzles, but I think I need to just, like, race forward and find more and more and more stuff. Not quite sure what that means. And then we got disappearances. 7 wayward souls disappeared during the events of this chapter. Their fates are cataloged here. I mean, this is the guy who killed that we were just looking at. I mean, I would guess that they were eaten, right? Because we don't have their bodies. So most likely they were eaten, but I don't know. All right, we're gonna have to stop the episode there because I'm already at 50 minutes, and that's a little bit longer than I like to run. Really incredible, really interesting game. When we come back, we'll keep looking. I think we'll head down to the 3rd deck, whatever it is. We'll keep looking for more and more suggestions of who died and who killed who, and how was death happened. That's not English. But that is going to be it for this time. As always, guys, thank you so much for watching. Hope you're enjoying this playthrough. I'm enjoying playing it. I hope you guys are entertained by my ponderous thought mechanisms as I try to figure this stuff out. And other than that, I hope to see you next time. Thanks. Take care. Bye.